Hey, Dabo, it's Chapel. You talked yesterday about needing to improve on the football stuff. How do you feel like these last 2 days have gone with doing that, coaches and players?
It's been good, not just this past few days, but these past 2 weeks. It's been just because again, it's football stuff that we got to get better at. It's fundamentals, it's technique, it's sustaining blocks, it's getting off blocks, it's footwork. I mean, it's finishing routine stuff. It's across the board. So I mean, it's been a huge emphasis on again, just kind of the basics of what we got to do better. And if we can do a little better job with some of these little things, hopefully that can lead to some big things.
With redshirt decisions, are there any guys that you've made a decision with one way or the other that were kind of on that bubble in terms of if you're going to do that or not?
Yeah, that's probably something we'll probably address more next week. We'll see how it goes this week. We haven't, just nature of the games that we've played. A few of those guys we haven't had a chance to really play them much. So, we'll hold kind of where we are on especially those freshmen, and then we'll go from there. A guy like Logan Brooking, for example, who we're super high on. That was kind of our plan going in, was to save him for the last 4 games, and then just kind of cut him loose after that. So, we'll have a few more guys, and then hopefully this time next year we're not even dealing with this. Hopefully this time next year we'll have a 5 for 5 rule in place. I hope so. I don't know so, but I certainly hope so.
Dabo, this is Larry. Were Tristan Lee and Colin Sadler 2 of the guys who you said wouldn't have played last week as y'all had a game?
I'm not going to respond to that. We'd had a few guys out, though.
Hey, Dabo, this is Darian Carter. UNC has a top 10 red zone defense. Statistically, I was just curious from your watching the film, what makes it a challenging unit when you get inside the 20-yard line?
I mean, it's a smaller field. I mean, that's what I always say. That should be the hardest place to score, is down in the red zone, and should be the easiest place to play defense, honestly, because you don't have the threat of anybody running by you. So it happens quick. It's a compressed area, and they're well coached. They do a nice job. I mean, big, strong guys, good corners, and really good linebacker play as well. So just they're well coached in that area.
And a special teams related question. I believe Wesco was fielding punts against Syracuse the last game. Was that just because Antonio was working his way back from injury, or is that kind of the plan moving forward?
I mean, Wesco's been fielding punts all year. So Antonio, what he played 5 snaps against LSU, and so I mean, Wesco's been fielding punts every game. So there's nothing new there. Antonio, still kind of working his way back into full mode. So he'll have opportunity at some point, but we trust all those guys. I trust him, trust Wesco, trust TJ, trust Cole. We've got a good group of guys that we're confident can go get the job done back there. And Wesco's done a nice job for us.
Back to red zone defense, Dabo. I think y'all have given up 7 touchdowns on 11 trips by opponents. What's been the breakdown there, and sort of your assessment? Because I know that's an area you really wanted to improve from last year.
Yeah, it's been a huge disappointment. Back to the same things. I mean, just guys doing their job. Just eyes on their work. We've had a couple. You can have some competitive plays. There's been a few, real competitive plays where a couple guys have made some tough catches. That can happen. We're in position. Their guy makes the play. But we've had a couple where, we got guys not on the same page up front, not fitting things up properly, not communicating properly. And, it just can't happen, especially in that area, because that's what happens. It leads to touchdowns. And that's been a big disappointment for us. And hopefully, as we kind of reset, that can be something that can change moving forward. Because, again, you turn one of those touchdowns into a field goal against LSU, for example. Just one of them in the red zone, one of those 2 touchdowns, and then you need a field goal at the end to tie it. So, I mean, there's just, that's a huge part, and we've not gotten that done to to the standard that we're trying to get to these first 4 games.
Hey, Dabo, this is Grayson. Matt Luke with
was able to talk to us today about Braden Jacobs and some of the freshmen online, specifically though with Braden. Just what's been your assessment of where he's at through 4 games and how he can continue to stay a part of that rotation along the offensive line?
Yeah, just a work in progress. I mean, again, just unfortunate that we have not played as well as I hoped and not had as many snaps as we had hoped to have at this point in the season. And as a result of that, some guys just haven't been able to play quite as much as we want. And biggest thing is a couple opportunities he's got in there. He's overset a couple times, and he doesn't really do that in practice, but he's just kind of hyped up in the game, and he oversets a wide 9 technique and gotten beat inside. So he just got to play. I mean, he's a special talent, and he's smart. He's going to be a great one for us. And we got a long way to go still, and he's gotten some short yardage work with us where he started on some of that stuff. But hopefully he'll have more opportunity these next 8 games.
Yeah, but Jaheim brought a lot of intensity and impact against Syracuse. Do you think he's made the case for more playing time?
Sure. Yep, absolutely. He's playing well. Jaheim's been a bright spot. He really has. It's not all bad. I mean, you win and lose together as a team, but there's been a bunch of bright spots, and but Jaheim's certainly been one of them.
Where has he come the furthest, I guess? Is it just being able to be resistant on the edge just with his mass?
Yeah, just the mass, just adding the physical. I mean, he's always been physical. He's heavy-handed. That's just natural for him. He's a natural pass rusher, but he's 260. I mean, he showed up here at 210 pounds. So he can hold the edge, and he can take on the pullers. And really be a factor in the run game as much as the pass game. So I'm really proud of him. I mean, he's really, really developed into a good player, and got another year or so. I mean, he's a guy that we're counting on big time this year and next year.
Hey, Dabo, you mentioned yesterday you feel like you're playing the right guys. Over these last 2 weeks, how much have you been? Or I guess how do you kind of balance accountability for players with also rebuilding confidence, reminding guys that, hey, you do have the talent, you've just got to go out there and execute? Yeah,
I mean, that's part of what you do when you meet with them and you watch tape and, make sure everybody's on the same page and understand, what they're doing wrong, what they got to do to get better, and just make sure everybody agrees and everybody's seeing the same thing. That's just part of it, and that they've got the self-awareness, and then here's what we got to do to improve, and everybody just taking accountability, for what they got to do. But it's, and if a guy doesn't respond, then you got to take him out. You got to get him out. But we got great kids here, and they want to win. They're coachable. They're certainly frustrated and disappointed we haven't got the results, but we all got to improve in a lot of areas and do what it takes to get the results that we all want. So that's what we're focusing on.
Yeah, but how would you assess Kade, his reads in the zone read games, sort of reading those edge players and making the proper?
Yeah, some good, some bad. 3rd and 1 last week, that's a give, 100% to Adam Randall, probably a 5-yard gain. So that was a miss. I mean, that's probably what you're talking about. But he's had some really good ones, and he's had some that he made the wrong decision. So he's inconsistent, and that's across the board. We've been inconsistent getting 11 guys on the same page, and as I said, that's a reflection of us as coaches, and we've got to do a better job to get 11 guys doing what we're coaching them to do, and that's on us as coaches if they could do it without us, we wouldn't need to be here. So it's on us to improve that.